Alright guys, how's it going? This is the Elite Dangerous 1.1 beta client, so I'm just going to give it a go. It looks like we're starting with 100,000 credits and a Sidewinder. Let's head into open. Right, we're back at the legendary LHS 3447. Right, now supposedly we can buy stuff, supposedly we can buy stuff at some station. I'm going to have to check up on that one. Right, Dalton Gateway. Yeah, I thought it was here. Right, so let's lift off. They haven't fixed that bug yet. If you remember from my very first video, my first Let's Play, I always flew backwards in Trevithick Dock. So they haven't fixed that at least. I've got no idea what's causing it though. I should add that the only people that can actually play in this beta right now are those who were either Kickstart backers or Alpha and Beta backers. So if you bought the game on the 16th of December at launch, you won't be able to play the beta just yet.
Frameshift drive charging.
For those of you who did purchase the beta, you need to download the new client from your account, the new launcher, and then you get an option to play on the public test server on the launcher. Right, now apparently they've got new... Let's have a look. There's a new new thing for cloud cover. Some parallax level or something. Let's have a look and see if we can see anything on this planet. Doesn't really look any different from what I can remember. I don't know. Right, now apparently there's some change for landing pads if they disappear as well, which I seem to have got.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Right, and the reason I came here is all ships can be bought for 100 credits. Apart from a Python, which is still 56 million. And right, so it's only the Sidewinder that can be bought for 100. And the Type 9. And a Viper. And a Cobra. A Type 6. Right, that's kind of weird. They don't have the Eagle here either. Well, they do, but that still costs 44,800. There's an Eagle in here. So I guess a smart thing to do would be to buy the Type 9. Could start trading cargo and make a lot more cash early on. But I'm not going to do that in a beta. Right, so Eagle. A few things have been rebalanced like shield cells and Dumbfire missiles. So I'm going to test those out. That's what I asked for in the beta forum. If we can test these things out, see if they're working as intended. So I'm gonna find out. Let's get kitted out in the D's at least. Interesting. Finally, we've got some type of menu choice here. I don't think this is really how I wanted it though. Module type? At least that kind of makes a bit more sense, yeah. Refinery, I don't know why R, we'll start with an R. Refineries first. That makes no sense whatsoever, but... Right, because it must have been... No, still didn't make sense. Right, okay, this will do us. Right, so what's going on the top? Yeah, everything's much cheaper, because these are... I think these are the ones that they want us to test out. Right, now as you can see, the chaff launcher has definitely been nerfed. It's only got 10 maximum ammo now. That's quite a considerable nerf. Although I think I would rather have seen a different type of nerf rather than the ammo being nerfed on it. That's going to make gimbaled weapons a bit more popular again, I think. I'm still going to go with it though. Right, now all the shield cells, they're also only 100 credits. Now, if you remember, I was always going with the B2, yeah? So, let's have a look at this. And I believe it had 9 shots. Now, it's only got 5. So that's a considerable nerf as well. Let's have a look at the rest. Ah, right, so... missile launchers are only 100, but I still need to reload them all. Right, so there's no A2 here to compare it against. What about the D2? It's only got 3. Right, and there's 4 on the C2. So I wonder if that's how it goes now. If so, there should only be 2 on the E2. No, there's 5 on it. It makes no sense whatsoever. Obviously the E2 is not going to be that great at filling a shield anyway. I'm going to take the D2 because it's the least mass. Right, so I'm basically full Ds. Now, I'm also going to keep the Discovery Scanner because there's something else new in this beta 1.1. If you discover a system first, then your name goes on it. So it's well worth keeping a hold of this just in case. This should be good enough to get started. Testing out missile racks, which have been considerably nerfed against shields apparently. Now there's something going on there with the shields recharging, which was different. It appeared to take a bar out and recharge a segment of the ring. So that's something to look out for. Right, I don't quite have enough power left. Switch off the hatch and we're fine. Right, you can definitely see my systems is draining while my shields recharge. I'm not sure if that's new or not, to be honest. At least I'm neutral with the Alliance now again. Now, first of all, here we can see the city lights on the dark side of the planets. I'm going to go check it out. It doesn't look fantastic from here, in all honesty.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
That's maybe not too bad. Maybe a little bit messy. You'd expect some kind of It's going to be difficult to actually get that effect right, as you can see. I mean, it's not too bad, but I would have thought it would have been a little bit better than that. That was pretty cool, right enough. I'm going to jump in here. Rare artwork, I don't think we'll bother. It's still a little bit stuttery at the beginning of the hyperspace at least, so that hasn't been fixed.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Apparently landing had been nerfed a bit as well, but I didn't really notice it there. Now, I forgot to say that I fired one of those shield cells and the reload cost is now 1200 credits, so that's considerably up. That used to be, what, 100 or so? So that's had a rather large increase as well. Driven by data progress. Community goals. Right. So this is new also. Earn rewards by selling exploration data to Cleave Hub. I spelt it wrong, yeah. It doesn't have an A. Right, so, as the breadbasket of the sector, Eravati has found itself in the envious position of being one of the most successful systems for light years around. The Eravati network are committed to building on that success, but we find ourselves lacking the necessary data to make an informed decision as how to best spread Eravati's export further afield. So, in order to rectify the problem, a research program is currently being run aboard Cleave Hub, with the intention being to collect as much data as possible regarding the systems in 100 light years radius of Eravati. Only pilots who sign up to contribute data to the research program will be eligible for the rewards being offered as incentives by the Eravati network. Right, so global rewards of minimum target is met, 1% food discount for 1 day. Player reward proportional to contribution. About a day and 2/3 left. So basically, get out there, explore. And you'll get rewards. Pretty interesting. Yeah, this is going to be a big thing in the game. I think these community things. Sign up? Why not? Now, obviously, if I was going to be doing that, I'm going to have to get a fuel scoop and stuff. Oh, I've got an Anaconda mission. Yeah, I'm going to take it. Pat Burns. Right, that's interesting. This appears also in your transactions tab.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Right, seems that when I take off I'm flying backwards. Not just at the start. Interesting. Oh yeah, I should add, another change has been, you can now plot routes up to 1,000 light years distant, but not going to bother with that because it will take a long time to get there.
Engage.
So I'm hunting down this Anaconda. I've got 3 racks of missiles, and assuming it's all gone, assuming it's been nerfed properly, then I shouldn't even be able to get through his shields. Right, so we're going to be looking for signal sources again. My favourite pastime.
Scan detected.
Interesting.
Scan detected. Flight assist off. Flight assist on. Target destroyed.
It's been a little while since I used these Dumbfires, so...
Target destroyed.
Right, so these are the good guys. If there is such a thing in the Elite universe, that is. And so that's changed as well. Stands out a bit more.
3, 2. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Right, missiles, I guess, maybe increased in price as well, because that seems a bit higher than I remember. Barely paying for my bounty vouchers. An anaconda? Right, so this guy's got shields, so I could have a go at him. Right, he's almost full shield still. Not quite sure what this disappearing thing's about.
Under attack.
Right, as you can see, these Dumbfires are doing nothing practically to these shields. Now this actually brings me in mind of something else. I did a little bit more. But as you can see, I'm just not even putting a dent in them really.
Target shields offline.
Let's see now though.
Flight assist.
Still seem to do decent damage to the hull, yeah?
Flight assist on.
As I was saying, or as I was about to say, friendly fire has been changed so that if you just hit them and their shields are up, you should be okay. You won't get a bounty. But it depends on how strong your weapons are. So if I hit them with like these missiles, there's a pretty good chance
Shields online.
that I'll still get a bounty against me. I can maybe test that later though, but I won't be testing it with these missiles because I'm pretty sure that's how that's going to work out. Well, you never know, but now that missiles have been nerfed so much against shields, maybe I will just try that one out. I'm going to try and take this guy down first though. Once again, you see, it's just not happening regarding the shields. So this in itself is going to be a considerable nerf to dumbfire missiles. Especially, you know, people like me flying around with 3 and an eagle.
Target shields offline. Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
I'm not doing very well with these last ones.
Shields online.
And these shields are up again.
Under attack.
Somebody else needs to get your shields down. No. Well, there you go. I'm out of ammo. I hit with a lot of missiles. You can clearly see that the nerf is working as intended. And when I'm doing this stuff, I realise just how much I miss the eagle. Right, so I'm going to head back to where I picked up this driven by data. And I'm still looking for the Anaconda, but there's no real point in doing that now. Clearly, if I can't get through a Cobra shield, I'm not going to get through an Anaconda shields either. Right, so we're back to Cleve Hub in Eravati. Right, so there you go. The unit cost, it looks like it has actually stayed the same. It's 250 credits for a dumbfire missile. Shield cell banks, yeah, those have increased quite a bit. Right, so I'm going to hunt down this anaconda. See if my 72 dumbfire missiles. Yeah, it's 72 overall. If that's good enough to take down an anaconda's shields and hull. I very much doubt it, but we'll see. Now let's see how this asp
Scan detected.
goes. It's not quite an anaconda, but still. I'm being attacked by the eagle currently. I'm just going to ignore that though. I should say they've rebalanced the shield pips as well. So instead of just 4 pips being useful, everything's useful. Now let's see how my shield cell does. A little bit more damage. Now that eagle's struggling to get through me with 4 pips, yeah? Right, I'm gonna take on this asp though.
Shields offline. Taking damage.
Alright, that was a bit silly.
Shields online.
Now, I should also say they've added a delay to the shield cells. So that you now need to press it 5 seconds before. It's not one of those things that no longer, you know, instantly start healing your shields, or after a second. So you've got to use a bit of planning with them now. Right, this asp looks like he's in a bit of trouble, so I'm going to try this eagle out. Now obviously it's not easy. Eagles aren't the easiest thing to hit with missiles, yeah? Now there's also a delay in firing the dumbfires. So again, it's just another little way of balancing them. They really don't do anything to shields though. Yeah, they just don't do anything at all to shields anymore. See if I can go finish off this asp.
Target shields offline.
Maybe help pay for my dumbfires. You should see here though, even though that they're doing nothing against shields, they should still be more than good enough against hulls. 24 left, I wouldn't even expect he'd need that. Those went backwards, I think.
Under attack. Target shields online.
That's just typical. Once again, you see no damage almost to the shields. Right, I'm going to wait until the shields are down. I'm going to use a shield cell now. Yep, you can see the 5 second delay quite clearly. And that cell has not filled my shields. It's barely even done 2 rings. I'm going to take out this asp. Whoa. Going to be late with my shield cell.
Shields offline. Taking damage.
I just want to finish this asp.
Under attack.
There you go.
Target destroyed. Scan detected.
Yep, that pretty much confirms it. No use whatsoever against shields. Still very good against hull. Shield cells are going to take a lot more
Shields online.
strategic play. That 5 second delay is yeah, that's going to make a difference there as well. But it certainly looks like, you know, they've achieved their aim of nerfing dumbfires considerably against shields. Yep, they're never going to kill him, so I'm just going to leave him to it.
Frameshift drive charging.
This is really basically balancing missiles the way they should be. You're going to have to carry some kind of laser loadout as well, so that you can get the shields down first, and then the missiles will still continue to do, you know, very destructive damage to the hull. That's the way it should have been to start with. Before, it was just a little bit too good against shields still. Right, so this community goal, if I click on this, right, so you've got to sell the exploration data here. So, universal cartographics. Can't do it because you've got to be 20 years from the source still, yeah? But if I had travelled that far, came back, presumably that would have worked. We didn't cover the shield cells because nothing hit me. We had a quick look at the city lights thing as well. It looked okayish, but I think there's probably a bit of improvement that could be done there as well. But overall, I'm certainly starting to feel that, yeah, this game's starting to come on a bit now though. These community goals could be interesting. I can see these making, you know, a lot of interest in the game as well. Everything else, minor tweaks back here and forward, a few nice graphical things. We really can't complain with that.